Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Gamertag Radio.
All right, brand new episode here of Gamertag Radio. This is your host, Danny Pena, and this is going to be a good one because we're going to be talking about State of Play June 2026, right before Summer Game Fest. And I have GTR member here, Rihanna Manuel Pena. What's up, Ree?
Hello out there. I'm a little jazzed. I got goosebumps today and very hyped for a few of the things we saw unexpectedly. So yeah, excited to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, I know we have a long list, and look, I'm not going to be talking about every single game because there was a couple games okay, we don't need to talk about it, but the
you
majority.
Tell us what we're talking about.
So State of Play, lots of announcements, lots of games. We're going to be talking about everything we got to see in order from start to finish, our thoughts, and one thing that I'm very, very worried.
Oh boy. All right. Well, Sony State of Play. Let's do it.
Yeah. So let's do it. So let's go with the first game that was announced, official date. It is Marvel's Wolverine. September 15, later this year. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I'm worried about. Way too many games coming out in September, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But Wolverine, it looks good. Looks really good, right?
It looks good. It looks gory and action-packed. There's some fun cameos that we got to see. You know, a few of the younger mutants who are escaping persecution. It sounds like from the gameplay that we saw and also some of the description from the team that this is going to be a world where people don't really know about mutants. Like they're a little bit more underground, and it seems like Trask Industries has hired a bunch of not animated. What is the word? Where they have different enhancements, cybernetic enhancements,
bionic,
and hired a bunch of goons to try to control the mutant population by force. And of course, Wolverine is like, we don't like that. And we got some friends along the way. We saw, who do we see? We saw Jean Grey.
Sabretooth is not a friend, but yeah.
Not a friend. We saw some familiar characters. We saw Jean Grey. We saw Sabretooth. I thought I saw Deadpool. I
don't think so. I don't remember seeing him there.
I saw him take a couple of swings at somebody in a red outfit with the sword and some black straps going across their chest.
They would have talked about it. I don't think so.
Maybe not. Maybe it's a secret or something.
Yeah.
But
it looks good.
It looks good. It looks fun and single player narrative action. That's what we know Insomniac for.
Yeah, this one was shown. The gameplay was presented. It was captured from a PlayStation 5 Pro, so it looks good. I know even with the regular PS5, it's going to look good too. So, yeah, I'm very excited. Day one for me, Day one.
Yeah.
September 15th. I'm all in. This one. And Insomniac, come on, they're amazing when it comes to games, right?
They are. They know what they're doing, and obviously there's some familiar motion and stuff from Spider-Man games, which we've all praised and loved. So I'm glad that they're reaching back into that bag and maybe taking a different spin on it with Wolverine. But you know, it's hard to argue the quality of these games. Like we know we're going to be excellent.
Definitely. Now, before we go to the next game, and you tell me if we agree. I feel, and look, I know there's other conversations with Paris and so on, but it feels like, which State of Play was I think it was a great show. Lots of third party, but light when it comes to first party. There was a couple first party games. I wish there was more to show, but I think that, like, for example, the last one they showed, we're going to talk about that later. That one is still in development. We don't know when that game is going to come out, you know? So the ones that we got to see here, most of them already has a date or has the year when it's coming out, right? So, but there was lots of third-party games here, lots of them. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts about overall?
Because you're giving the wrap-up, but if people didn't get it to watch, they don't know what we're talking about yet. So let's get through it.
All right, you want to go to the next game?
Next one was Marvel Tokun Fighting Souls. coming out August 6th. More Marvel, right? So lots of familiar faces. There was a lot of Green Goblin in this trailer. I'm not sure if that is like a narrative highlight in the fighting game, but yeah, it's a bunch of brawlers and they're familiar faces once again. And it's not my bag. I'm not the FGC person, but being a Marvel fan, I'm gonna watch other people play this game.
No, it looks good. It looks really good. And the animation looks amazing. This is coming out August 6th, so right before the chaos in September. So this is good. I think people are gonna love this game, especially if they love Marvel versus Capcom. It looks like that it's gonna be that type of style, you know. So yeah, it looks good. Carnage was in there. I was like, oh snap, looks dope. Love the colors and the animation. This is really, really well done, I think. Now, another game that really surprised, well, not surprised because I already got to see leaks online. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, well.
Rayman Legends Retold, coming out October 1st. Love the Rayman Legends series. I played it. I remember when they came out for the Wii U. And then eventually came out for the other consoles. But yeah, the game was always fun. So Retold looks really, really good. I know you have never played Rayman Legends before. So
I have not. And I love a good platformer. We've had a lot of fun playing them when, there's co-op. It looks like you can do up to 4 players on the same screen. So yeah, I'm excited to give that a try. Yeah.
So that one is October 1st, once again. The next game, this one we were laughing. We were like, wait, what is this? Banjo the Chef.
Banjo the Chef.
The Chef. There's no date. There's no date on that one. But
there's no date on that one. And it seems like it's a prequel. And I'm not familiar with what it's a prequel to. But essentially, it's following this really funky black guy going to... Funky because of the music, I should say. Not stinky. But he's going to Japan to learn how to make sushi. And it looks really fun. It looks like it's filled with a bunch of really fun mini games. There's fishing. That's always a huge plus for me. Love fishing in games. There's some quirky stuff going on there, like a grandma in a hot tub and a dude popping out of an egg. Like, it looked really cute and very stylish. So that one was pretty cool.
Yeah,
but no date on that one.
You want to go with the next one?
Yeah, after that, we got a really cool nostalgia moment for the, I guess, founder, creative director of Unseen. And she was like, hey, did you guys miss me? I missed you. And she did her little dance pose. And in the State of Play screen, they put up all of the different memes people have made of her going like spooky and all of the things she's famous for. Absolutely delightful human being. So the game coming from Unseen, it sounds like it's called Kimuri. And you're fighting different yokai across a blend of different Asian landscapes, and you're taking on the powers of those demons in order to power up and face bigger and bigger demons, which is really cool, right? Love the whole power absorption storyline. And against super stylish, really, really cool design. And it looks like it's 3-player co-op. Up to 3-player co-op, so this does require PlayStation Network or a subscription. So you're gonna have a decent internet connection to play this one, but it looks like a lot of fun. And at first, I thought it was maybe a little too much movement, like it had a shaky cam effect. Perhaps with some playtesting, they might smooth that out a little bit because it did make me a little bit nauseous just watching the trailer. But yeah, we'll see how that looks when it comes out in 2027.
Yeah, it looks to me. I'm fine with it. I'm used to these type of games, and I hope it all comes out in other consoles. Not other consoles, but other platforms, so like PC and so on. So yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see. Fingers crossed on that one. So Ree, I think this one. I know this one. We know someone that worked on this, and I'm very excited to see this game. It's Tomb Raider: Legend of Atlantis, which is coming out February 12th of next year.
Yeah.
Your thoughts? Because I know we were like going back and forth with the look and
it looks great. It looks like Lara Croft. It looks like it's focused on the puzzles and some of the traversal, which is really fun and staples of that genre and that IP. I think it's interesting that there's dinosaurs. Like I was like when that popped up in the trailer, we were like, oh, okay, cool. She's in the tomb. She's solving puzzles. Look at all the giant ship. Dinosaurs?
You were like, wait, what? What is this?
It kind of came out of left field, but I'm sure there's a reason, and that they have something to do with the sunken city. So I'm on board. Like, I'm sure they'll make it make sense, or they won't, because it's Lara Croft. And it doesn't really matter. You're just solving puzzles and fighting stuff. So I'm on board. February I'm ready.
February 12th. Now, we're still going to talk about dinosaurs because another game that they show is called The Lost Wild, which is also coming out in 2027. This is from Annapurna Interactive. Shout out to them for publishing this game. So, it looks really cool. It's first person. It looks like it looks like you're going to be exploring first person. There's going to be dinosaurs in a way and everything. So puzzles, and it looks very interesting.
Lots of stealth.
Oh, lots of that. But it looks very interesting. Like I really want to know more. It's more of maybe like a suspenseful type game, not a horror game or anything like that, but it looks good. It looks really, really good. What are your thoughts on that real quick?
It looks cool. It's funny because it's almost The Lost World, which, is his Jurassic Park title. So I immediately am thinking of Jurassic Park, of course. Oh, excuse me. And then also like sneaking around different parts of whatever this facility that was originally trying to contain these dinosaurs was, and using the environment to like distract them or get around them. And some of them truly looked like creatures from different horror genres that we know and love, or at least you love. So it's interesting that they're taking more of like that suspenseful route with the dinosaurs and less action and fighting, like we saw in the Lara Croft trailer. But yeah, I'm sure this will be really exciting for people who A, love dinosaurs, or B, love stealth. So we'll see.
You want to go to the next one?
Yeah, next up we have Phantom Blade Zero. And this trailer, I gotta say, the first things you see are a dude who has superior sword fighting skills, like juggling a baby while fighting off enemies.
That of the year. There you go.
And it was funny because he's tossing like this baby around like a sack of potatoes, and then he like whips it around to his back and straps it on like an African mother. And like it was just like the funniest intro, because then you never see the baby again. And I'm like, what happened to baby?
Yeah. No, it was cool.
It was like, maybe you're the baby and that's your trainer or something, right? And you grow up. But I don't know. It looked fun. Really cool fight scenes, and I
want to check it out. I'll check it out. It looks interesting. I definitely want to see that. You want to go to the next one because it's still the same theme.
Same theme, very similar kind of vibe. We saw Onimusha Way of the Sword. By the way, no date on Phantom Blade Zero, but Onimusha we're going to get our hands on September 25. Finally.
Oh my God! Another September game.
That week, that 21st of September is going to kick off quite the week.
Oh my God. Crazy.
September 25th, we'll get Onimusha Way of the Sword, and it looks great. We've seen it. We saw it last year at Summer Game Fest, and it turns out the demo is out now.
Yeah,
so
it's
if
out
you
now.
wanted to try it yourself, go ahead and check that out somewhere on the PlayStation Store. It looks like a lot of fun, and it was a lot of fun when we saw it, and they're continuing to move in that direction, so marching ever onwards towards that release date. And then after this next one is all you.
Oh, me. But I'll tell you this. I'm glad that there's a demo. I like that where they announce they will show a game and like the demo is out now. I love that part.
That's fun. It's
really,
fun when
really
they can do that.
Yeah. The reason why, before I mention this, is, there's people that can't, they will never get an opportunity to go to like Summer Game Festival or like events like that. So why not make it feel like that is the event, but at home, and download those games? I think that's genius when they do that.
Yeah. So you guys tell us, what do you think of the demo?
Yeah, tell us, please. Let us know. I probably will check it out later on tonight. We'll see. All right, so this one, I'm excited. This one is exciting. I love horror games. Love Silent Hill. Love the Silent Hill series, but this one is different. This one is first person view, and it's called Silent Hill Townfall. Looks very interesting, very scary, and it's a partnership with it's Konami and also Annapurna working on this. So I am very curious to see how this is going to look. I would love to learn more about this game and how this connects with the Silent Hill series. So, I mean, as soon as you see the trailer, you could tell right away, okay, this is Silent Hill. But you could tell right away if you're a fan. So this looks good. Day one for me. This one comes out September 24th. Way too many games again. Way too many games around that time.
And we're not done yet. There's another coming just in the showcase alone. And who knows what we'll see the rest of this weekend. Next up, we have Ace Combat Wings of Thief. And this is a dogfighting game. If you're into Ace Combat, you know what you're getting. There's many, many of them out there. And what I think was really, really cool about this trailer and the way that they set everything up with this reveal is that if you pre-order either physical or digital, I think.
It looks like it was a physical, I think. Oh, well, maybe both.
I saw both.
Okay.
You get the original. You get the original Ace Combat game as like
For
a
free.
pack-in bonus, which is really cool. Because honestly, like there's a few that we're skipping here of like games that have been out on other platforms or remasters and things that we haven't mentioned because we know what they are. They've been reviewed already. But I think it's always a really great moment when new audiences can see an older game that they never got the chance to play the first time around, because there's so much to be said for game history and game preservation. To know what the big hype is about Onimusha, you have to know that there was one that came before it, right? It's really cool to see opportunities for current gamers to play these older games, and I love that they're doing it as a pre-order bonus. It's like you don't really have much of an incentive to pre-order unless they give you something for it. And I like that they gave you a reason to pre-order and didn't just tell you to do it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Very true. Very true. And
very cool. So that's our October 2nd.
October 2nd. Yeah. And I think I think if you're a fan of the Ace Combat series, like, you're going to love this. And that's like an extra bonus, especially for those that have never played the original. Hey, you can play that. So it's cool. All right. So this one, I couldn't figure out what was going on because I knew it was a racing game. So it's called Stuntman Hollywood. So I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, wait, you race and so on, stunts, you jump and everything. And then I see Knight Rider. I'm like, wait.
Oh, you hear the theme, too. I'm like, oh, they paid for that license, huh?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is probably like a little bonus thing. You pre-order, you get that car or whatever. And then I see the DeLorean. Back to the Future. I'm like, wait, what the hell's going on?
Back to back.
So you're going to be doing stunts like you're filming a movie in Hollywood. So it looks pretty cool. This is from Saber Interactive, actually. So very cool. It looks interesting.
No date on that.
I don't remember there was a date on that one, but
there was no date on that one that I saw.
Okay. All right. Now, this one, because I know Reed not going to care about this one, but I'm excited this one.
I could barely watch it.
This one is called Ill. So, horror game. It looks crazy.
I wouldn't say it's a horror game. Honestly, I'm going to give it a new name. We'll coin it here on Gamertag Radio.
What do we give
This is a gore game.
Gore?
This game is literally trying to make your stomach turn, and it works.
Yes, that's great. It's all good.
Gross.
I definitely want to play this. This one comes out 2027. Looks really good on PS5. Oof, it looks really good. Day one for me. Now, this is the one that I'm a little worried, Ring.
Uh-oh.
I'm worried. Not because of the game. The game looks fantastic. It's the dates. It's the dates. So, and look, shout out to Remedy. Remedy, one of my favorite developers, period. Like, they're up there. Control Resonant is coming out September 24th. Ooh, that's a tough date. We mentioned a bunch of games here. Wolverine is coming out. Onimusha, Silent Hill. There's a couple of games coming out around that time. I'm like, yo.
And there may be more, like we said.
And this is only PlayStation. We didn't even know about like Nintendo, Xbox, PC, etc. Like,
yeah.
It's a lot. It's a little bit too crowded just with PlayStation. I can imagine when the other games get announced. That's the part I'm a little bit worried for the game. Because the game looks really, really good. It's part of the Remedy universe. And I'm curious to learn more about the story, how it connects with the original Control and also with Alan Wake. Like it looks really, really good.
Yeah, I will say I love this trailer that it gives us a more diverse look at some of the enemies that you'll be fighting against. The gameplay style is very different from Control, where you're playing as Jesse, who is his sister, and she's running and gunning, right? And she's got some telekinetic powers. But this time around, you're slashing, you're flying around. It's a little bit more, if you can imagine, surreal than the other Control. And it looks like there's some parts where you're interacting with some of the characters from Control, like you're interacting with Jesse, maybe flashbacks, maybe cutscenes, who knows. But then like there's also like you're fighting across this bizarre hellscape of New York, right? And so it's interesting that like it's such a different setting, it's such a different gameplay style. The enemy variety is so different. And I'm glad we're getting to see more of it because, like, this is coming soon, right? It's
very
like 2 months away. And because Control and, as you said, the Remedy Connected Universe is so lore-driven, we need to start piecing that story together now. Like, it's going to take us months, maybe years to figure out everything that's going on here. So the more they can drop on us beforehand so we can do our research and our homework, the better. So really appreciate a greater look. And we get to see Dr. Love? What's his name?
Oh, from he's in the Alan Wake series too.
Right. Forgive me, I forgot his name. But the Doctor is back in our FMV little cutscene moments, and that was a fun cameo at the end of the trailer to kind of lighten the mood a little bit before it gets really dark in this next one.
Now, this one I knew from the get. I'm like, wait, is this Until Dawn? Like, this is like the next one. So Until Dawn 2 was announced. This is the first time we actually got to see this one. Now, this one seems like more daylight because the other game I remember was very very dark
until early afternoon. Or
Until Dawn 2. It's coming out 2027. Looks interesting. I know there was one part where you have to decide if you have to jump or jump alone. No,
or
you jump
or push your boyfriend.
Or push your friend. Yeah, Luke, that's his name. And I'm like, I told Rhea, I'm pushing Luke. I'm jumping. I'm jumping in. Rhea was cracking up. I'm like, hey, man, I need to survive. But yeah, it looks good. I definitely I really love the first one. This is not the same developers that worked on the first game. This is a different one.
Right. So Until Dawn and many other games in a similar vein, which are all fantastic, is made by Supergiant. There's an Until Dawn movie, if you're not familiar with that.
Supergiant, Supermassive, you mean?
Sorry, Supermassive. Whoa, very different. Supermassive.
Very different.
Supermassive. Very different studio. Supermassive. And then, like I said, there's a movie franchise. And then Until Dawn 2 is now by Firesprite. So it does have a similar look, but I did kind of notice it felt a little different from what we've seen in all the other Supermassive games, where the character models feel like they're almost kind of stuck in a certain spot until they're ready to move. Like the conversation and even some of the cutscenes, they don't feel like they have the freedom of movement a person in real life would have. I think Firesprite's animation is honestly a step closer to reality, and if that's intentional or not, or better than what Supermassive has done or not, it's a personal opinion, right? It's all subjective. But I think it looked more motion capture movie-like than what Supermassive has done. So I really like where the direction that Firesprite is taking it. I like that there's more daylight and I can see stuff because I don't like being scared. But I get that if this is not your vibe, you might have a different reaction. But again, it's just a trailer. We have until 2027 to see this, so we'll definitely have more chances to observe and make our judgments on it before we actually get to play any bit of it. But I do think it's great, once again, that everyone could die or everyone could live or any combination in between, because it's just so cool. Like that replayability factor. And it's like a choose your own adventure, but like you want to get a perfect run or you want to get the total failure run just for fun. Like there's just so much game in these games, and the formula that Supermassive created was just worked so well for this genre. And yeah, I'm really excited to see it. There's some sexy scenes in there, so it may be a little adult for some people if they're into that.
Let's see.
But yeah, it's definitely got, they go to an island to party and do stuff vibes, and then things go wrong quickly. And Danny, I'm shocked that you would push Luke to his death. It's terrible.
Hey man, I need to survive. Now,
what if you go alone and then he survives?
Maybe I push him. He'll still survive.
It looked like he didn't make that jump. I'll say that.
Maybe that's another option. Who knows?
Hopefully, but it's got the classic Until Dawn split decisions that you have to make, and you don't have a ton of time to consider it. So good luck out there, you guys.
All right, you want to go with the last one, because this one's a long one. This was like 20 minutes long, this gameplay reveal.
We saw a really long gameplay reveal, and it seemed pretty obvious that this was the beginning of the game, a bit of the intro, and that maybe there was some combat tutorials that were suppressed because this is a premiere of the gameplay. So assuming that this isn't exactly how the first 20 minutes of the game plays, it was done really well for a video presentation format. So first of all, bravo to the devs and the editors for making that really, really good visual presentation of the beginning of the game. And the game is a new God of War. It's funny because when the trailer started, there was a woman's voice singing, and I immediately was like, "It's God of War." And Danny's like, "Huh?
Yeah, you said it right. You said it right away.
Like, no, it's God of War. And then we saw Sony Santa Monica's logo popping up, and I was like, "See, it's God of War." I told you. And so it opens on the scene of Kratos and his son Loki. Spoilers for God of War, I guess. Kratos and his son Loki, or Atreus, if that's what you prefer. They're taking the dead mother-wife over to a pyre, lighting a fire, and from the perspective of the pyre, different sparks and embers start to float up to the sky, and you follow them. And I was like, oh, it's her spirit. Oh, you're playing as her. So you're playing as Faye or Laufey. I've always pronounced this name, this Greek name, this god's name, Norse, I believe, as Laufey. I've heard it as Laufey. I know it from Marvel and the Thor movies as Laufey, because Laufey is the frost giant or Loki's dad. Here, there's a different version of that same fable. That's very common. This is Faye, Loki's mother. So similar. She may be a giant. Who knows? Doesn't really matter right now. But she's got superpowers, and now she's a god, and now she's in heaven, or like the god's afterlife. I don't know if it's heaven. It seemed really heavenly at first, and then it gets darker. Right? There's
lots of fighting, and that doesn't look like heaven.
Lots of fighting. There's a cute little wolf pig thing that like leads you over to some fallen soldiers who have been attacked by some leaf/flower monsters. You fight the leaf flower monsters. The pig's like, "Hey girl, you should take that armor." And she's like, "You right." And then she steals the armor from the dead dudes. And then all of a sudden she's captured by some demons. And then, oops, just kidding. This isn't a heaven. This is actually terrible. So she's in the afterlife of the gods. Bad guys call her Godling. So I guess a small god. I don't know if there's like major or minor deities here. It's unclear what the hierarchy is, but you meet Sekhmet, who is an Egyptian goddess. And so it seems like previous God of Wars have done like Greek and sort of Roman mythology. We have the most recent God of Wars that delved into Norse mythology. Now we're going to get a heavy dose, at least at the beginning, of Egyptian mythology. And I wouldn't be surprised if it follows that all the way through, right? Because that seems to be the pattern that they follow, which is awesome, right? There's so much cool mythology out there from all kinds of cultures in ancient histories. So it's neat that they're going to Egypt because they have quite a long history, maybe one of the longest of all of these gods and their goings on. So the demons capture you. You meet a guy named Frank who's a cube. That's
awesome. A dope companion too.
That cube was fucking getting it. He was bouncing and bopping and jelly belly flopping all over everybody. He was great. Frank is my favorite character.
Yeah.
And now, a sword that has ribbons. Or it has ribbons on it. The ribbons had a name. I think it was Rue. And you're doing cool like heavenly sword type fighting where you're flying through the air and like repelling off of your sword ribbons, and the fighting looked dope. And you got special powers because of course you're a god. Why not? And yeah, I'm down. At first I had my doubts because I was like, really, you're playing as the dead mom wife? But then I was like, oh wait, no. First of all, it's Deborah Ann Woll, who's great.
Yeah, she's
and then
awesome.
Second of all, she's dope. So I'm on board. They got me. They got me with the 20-minute look. I needed that full look at it to go from, okay, we're leaving Kratos and Atreus, and we're leaving, the Norse stuff, and we're going into this new space and this god afterlife, and we're following her journey, and they got me on board.
No date
at all.
Well, yeah, it says in development.
In progress is what we got. Or in development.
It's not coming out in 27, maybe 28, maybe
28.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Now, one thing that I would like to learn more, the part towards the end of that gameplay reveal, you help somebody to escape, and he says something about the sword, like don't trust the sword.
He was like, it's more than you think it is. And then there was a comment during the combat where, to your point, I think someone was like, oh, he's afraid of the sword. Like the demon you're fighting is afraid of it. And he's like, I'm not afraid of anything. It's like, okay, well, clearly that means you're afraid of it because you're just liars.
I'm wondering if that sword, something will happen is giving her too much power or something. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? At
first, I thought it was Excalibur because it was lodged in the cube. And I'm like, okay, so pulling the sword from the cube, clearly it's Excalibur. Yeah. But maybe that's too on the nose. I don't know.
We'll find out. But overall, before we wrap it up, overall, your thoughts about the presentation and everything. Just state of play.
I thought it was great. I thought it had good pacing. There were a handful of moments where I was less engaged just because there's games that are not as interesting to me personally. But I thought it had good highs. I thought it had a lot of good new information. September.
It's looking crazy.
September's rough. September into the first week of October is just rough. But this has happened to us before. We can handle it. We can do hard things, right?
Yeah. I think this was a good state of play. I felt that having the movie theaters, watch parties and everything.
Yeah, I wonder how that was. If you went to one of those, tell us how it was.
Oh, please. I think that was I would love to. I would have gone, but it was in downtown. I didn't want to deal with it. So I'm like, it's too much. But I think, seeing something like that, I thought it was going to be like, yo, it's going to be like a crazy announcements back to back. And the presentation was good. I'm very pumped. There's games I'm getting D1. And there's some, like you said, that I was like not engaged because I just didn't really care about it much, Yeah. But I know there's an audience that likes those type of games. I think Sony is very light when it comes to like announcements of first party. I know that the games that were shown here, the majority of them, 99.9% of them, were all coming out this year or early next year or sometime next year. What about beyond that? Like I'm wondering, are we going to get to see more first party games from Sony? Where's Intergalactic? I think it's called no
sightings of Intergalactic. What else were people expecting to see?
No
Persona.
Nothing. No Persona. Wait, what Persona? Persona is a Sega Atlas game.
Yeah, I know, but like there was.
I'm talking about first party. That's all.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
I'm talking about first party. But anyways, I think it was cool.
No Gran Turismo.
Yeah, like I would like to see more from the first party side. Like there was a time where it was like nonstop, and we haven't seen it in a long time. I think since like E3. So, we'll see. But yeah, let us know for those who are watching or listening to this episode. Let us know your thoughts about the state of play, and stay tuned. We have a lot, and I mean a lot of content coming up this week and also next week. We have some appointments that we're still under embargo until next week. So just be on the lookout all week long. There's going to be nonstop interviews, hands-on impressions, all kind of stuff. So stay tuned. I'm excited for Summer Game Fest. Very, very excited. We got some cool stuff planned for that. Just make sure to be subscribed. That's it.
Yeah.
The podcast.
And if you put money on Astrobot 2 showing up, apologies. Sorry for your loss.
Sorry for your loss. Or Final Fantasy 7 Part 3 that people thought
we would love to see those too, but not in this one, not in this state of play.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, everyone. We're going to be out here, but thank you for listening or watching Gamertag Radio. Until next time. Peace.